Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, cause I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast, and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feast, and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring, and George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil. Chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
We outside, bro. We outside. It's the MC Too Tall Show with your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host that is never gross, MC Too Tall. And I wouldn't be caught dead having gross teeth the way a lot of my critics do, and people that don't like my music for whatever reason. And, well, you could not like my music, but, you know, those grifters that go on a mission to try to deplatform me, and you haven't done it yet. You haven't done it yet. I will always, always have a platform, no matter what you or the Illuminati that sent you have to say about that. We're going to talk about this picture here. This picture here was posted first in February of this year. And it was posted, I believe, on X. And the person that posted it said something to the effect of Donald Trump healing America. And a lot of people felt that way. A lot of the pundits that are now speaking against Trump gave off the impression that they felt that way. And it turns out they were just biding their time, waiting for the opportune moment. And let me explain, because now we got an issue that has nothing to do with Iran, which is why a lot of these people are going against Trump. They believe he's becoming a carbon copy of George W. Bush, and that Trump's Iran situation is the exact same thing as Bush's Iraq situation playing out all over again. But before I go too far into that, let me just say that they have now segued into this picture and saying, okay, some of us are Catholic, let us Catholics unite against Trump. Trump is being a mean and blasphemous man. The entity, the deity, good God and holy heaven above, would not put Donald Trump in the position that he is in, knowing that he is blasphemous. And you have to understand what Trump is doing there, and I could talk about that either later in this video or in some other video, but we're talking about this picture for now. This picture was put up in February. A lot of people were on board with that, but because one of Trump's staffers that operate his Truth Social or his X account, they posted it recently. Now it's a thing in addition to the Iran issue as their excuse to go against Donald Trump. Meanwhile, they were always against Donald Trump. Okay? These pundits that you see coming out of the woodwork now, showing their true disingenuous colors, they were against Trump all along. They latched on in 2016. They got in on the ground floor to infiltrate. And they were biding their time, posing as based. Let me repeat that, posing as based, awaiting the opportune moment to rise up to fragment the growing coalition and the strengthening coalition. They saw the coalition strengthening. They made themselves seemingly an intricate part of the coalition just so they can buckle on purpose and break away in an effort to weaken the coalition. And I hope to good God and holy heaven above that there are enough people that see this and see right through this. And I am going to make a prediction. RFK Jr., I'm going to throw that name at you on purpose. It's only a matter of time before these same people that go after Trump, Hegseth, and Rubio for foreign policy start attacking RFK Jr., whose cabinet position and job in that cabinet position has nothing to do with U.S. foreign policy. They're going to criticize the inverting of the nutrition pyramid. They're going to, these are the same people that criticize mandated vaccines that will suddenly try to say that RFK Jr. is a loon because of his stance against putting unknown substances in your body. And he's not anti-vax, he's just anti-poisoning thyself with unknown substances. He's anti-death jab. I could bet you dollars to donuts these same pundits criticizing Rubio and Hegseth are going to be pro-death jab. There will be something of a need to bring up the vaccine issue again, and these people will be on team vaccine, team mandated vaccine. I could see it. Every facet of the Trump administration will be criticized. And when more and more Democrat names come out as Epstein associates, especially within a timeline when the sex charges against Epstein have already been put out, and Epstein was already convicted at that first go around there before they apprehended him again. You know, people that latched onto Epstein within that time frame will be exposed, and there'll be more liberal names or supposed neutral names that come up. They'll still be claiming Donald Trump is a chief Epstein associate. Then will come up the conspiracy theories that this Palm Beach Pete is Jeffrey Epstein, and he's blatantly hiding in plain sight and making fools out of everybody. And I could see Candace Owens on the leading the charge on that one. I disagree with Donald Trump criticizing Candace Owens for her criticism of Bridget Macron. However, that's not enough to make me take this hat off and burn it and go with Team Candace. Because she made Donald Trump out to be some sort of evil king or evil dictator, and that's just wrong. It's a blatant effort to pull the coalition apart, and when you pull this coalition apart, you're going to get either a radical Democrat that's going to bring all the Joe Biden policies back and to the 10th power, a person claiming to be moderate but is held hostage by the radical wing of the Democratic Party and will implement those radical policies anyway, or a spineless Republican that will speak against these policies, but these policies will somehow become law anyway on his watch. There's your choice. There's your pick of three poisons if the coalition crumbles. And these people are trying, they're trying very hard. They're trying very hard to break up the coalition. You are now seeing these pundits that are speaking against Trump are not based. They are not based because they're doing this knowing what's at stake. They're talking as if this administration must come to an abrupt end, knowing what's at stake, knowing what the alternative is. I take personal offense to that. And it is betrayal. It is cold, calculative, long-range, planned betrayal. And I've experienced that in my lifetime. Certain promoters that befriended me just so they could infiltrate my growth because they know that I spoke against the Illuminati. And back then I tiptoed around it because I thought that my supposed relevance would dwindle if I was too blatant with my message. And that's why a lot of my lyrics were esoteric. But I think some of these promoters, not all, but some of these promoters saw that and looked at that, citing that as a reason to cite me as a danger and to plant people into my life to take me out, to set me up with a person I would eventually marry, with it in the plans, in the works, all along, for that person to stab me in the back. Spies were sent into my life on behalf of the Illuminati. I truly believe that. And it got me so pissed off that I blatantly made a song called Watch Out for the Illuminati, a song that blatantly says that right there in the hook. And it's, of course, the song I use in the theme song of the MC Tutol show. And these people that have been posing as based since 2016 are puppets for the Illuminati. They want you to say, hey, maybe this, maybe that. And yeah, some of you will be a little bit into the shock and awe, might get allured in for a minute, but then your head snaps and says, what? You know, Nick Fuentes, for example. You know, he says a bunch of things that are based, and then you find out he's saying Hitler was cool. You know, there are actually people that are saying, well, let's revisit what Hitler was really doing. Was he really a bad person? Yes, Hitler was a bad person. And lots of people died because of Adolf Hitler. Lots of Americans died not because of the American government, but because of Adolf Hitler. American-born, non-Jewish people that went out to war to save the world. And save the world, those people did. Those men are heroes. And Trump did not call them losers and suckers. That is a lie. But you're going to have these people that were posing as base since 2016 siding with the liberals, siding with the woke people, siding with the blue-head radical idiots. People we thought were based all these years, siding with the blue-head radical liberals, saying, you know what? We got this in common. We got this particular criticism of Donald Trump in common. Let's fight the real enemy. Israel and that random guy named Moshe at the Jewish market in Midwood. Sick. I'm telling you, sick. This is the mentality of them. They are that sick, and whether they really believe this in their heart of hearts, I don't know, but they definitely want you to believe it because they want the coalition. They want the coalition fragmented. They want the coalition fragmented. And they're going to use this post, this picture of Trump having healing powers as yet another tool in their toolbox to systematically dismantle the coalition. And it's ungodly, folks. It's evil. They showed their evilness. The Judas in them came out. They joined the Judas goat, leading the flock to the shears and ultimately to slaughter. And it's just wrong. Respect God. Watch out for the Illuminati. Like, follow, share, comment, subscribe, stay strong, keep kicking that slang. It's your boy outside, the master of sound quality, hip-hop legend, recording engineer, underground rock and roll hero, your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host that is never gross, MC Too Tall. Yaha.